Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, this was actually the first time I've actually watched it. Most of my exposure of it has been through Kingdom Hearts. I know you're going to be looking at me like, what the fuck? But I never had any animosity towards it or anything like that. I do like it for a stop motion, and after watching it, because I'd recorded it from like freeform and watched it, then it's like only 76 minutes or whatnot. It's a very well done movie. I'm like, I completely get this now. I would totally recommend anybody watching it. Though, watch out for certain kind of kids, because they'd probably be scared by certain kind of things, but I love that it's stop motion. It is beautifully done. The music kicks ass and just works very well. I'm always iffy depending upon what kind of musical kind of stuff is. I would pretty much more term this a kind of musical one because of the music, how much music's going in there, like the introduction of "This is Halloween," everything like that. But the thing is, I also kind of bring that up because it's a good song. But I also kind of link it up to Silence of the Lambs of "These are fava beans, these are fava beans," and like just fucking doing weird ass shit in my head. And that's most of what I kind of know about it too. But I like how it's explored that each holiday has its own town. Certain things are like controlled by certain kind of ones. Christmas, Santa. Here we have Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, doing another great edition of Halloween. They're showing everybody kind of around town. I love the design work here. It is beautiful, top notch, like no notes. Holy fucking shit. I understand why people would be inspired by this to do anything like Halloween related. If somebody was like, oh yeah, that's Nightmare Before Christmas kind of style, you see this and then you're like, yep, I get that. It has its own thing. I love the design of Jack, how he's tall, thin, skeleton-like. Sally, the mayor with his squattiness and his head, the fucking trick-or-treater trios, Oogie Boogie, all that kind of stuff. Jack's dog Zero, ghost dog. So they're all happy about like what's going on. This is Halloween, explaining kind of the town, how they had another great kind of year, but Jack is having kind of ennui. He's like, I keep doing these things, and I'm great without even kind of trying, and it's like he's feeling unfulfilled. He's hollow. Skeleton, ha ha. But then we see Sally, who's in love with him, and pretty much like watching him and trying to like help him out as well, but she's also being controlled by this Finkelstein kind of dude who created her and is trying to lock her up. I really fucking felt for Sally here because she has to keep poisoning this motherfucker just to get the fuck out. And then he builds a fucking other person to have a conversation with where he takes half of his brain out and puts it in her body, and she's like wheeling his ass around. It's like, okay, how does that kind of help out with Sally? And we see that Jack is then just trying to figure out where his kind of place in life is. He's having a kind of existential crisis. He's really good at what he does, but he feels like he doesn't put any kind of effort. He's getting no kind of fulfillment out of it. I totally fucking get that. You can become really good at something, and you reach this certain kind of quality, but even though it's a good kind of quality, you still don't get any kind of fulfillment from it. It's that kind of burnout thing. And it's really kind of interesting because this is a 1993 film, and it's like, oh shit, yeah. But instead of going about this in a healthy way, and kind of is walking around and then gets sucked into Christmas Town, like, what's this? What's this? And understands, like, what the fuck is snow, presents, everything kind of going on. It's like, what the fuck? And he can't. And then the amazing thing is, I love him going back to the town, and the town's freaking out because they're like, where the fuck is Jack? And he's attempting to explain Christmas to him, and they're not really getting it, and he can't. It's hard for him to find the words to explain that. And I kind of love that aspect of the film. Because even though you would think that Halloween and Christmas are like kind of far away, I love the whole kind of communication aspect of he has such a hard time kind of explaining that to them as he's trying to be like, oh shit. And bringing up like Santa Claus being called Sandy Claus is like a monster or whatnot. It's like, okay, we'll see how your Sandy Claus kind of goes with this. And then just trying to like Halloweenify Christmas, be like, let's do this. We're going to take this shit over. We're going to do it. It's like, okay, That's not how you deal with burnout, man. You just don't take shit from other people and then just try and make it your own. You're like, I wouldn't want to Christmasify Halloween. It's a very different kind of thing. The spooky, the crazy, the understanding of fear and death and all that kind of twilight and everything doesn't fit with Christmas. Now, Christmas is my favorite holiday. Like Christmas time, that kind of season of gift giving, of renewed hope, peace on earth, goodwill towards everyone. That kind of aspect of just like chilling out at the end of a year. Halloween's a completely different aspect. It's like, oh, okay, it's cold, the realms between the living and the dead, candy and shit for kids, and be like trick-or-treating. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of a weird dude of like, I wouldn't do any kind of tricks. I'm just like, there's enough shit in the world that I would just be like, here's your treats, man. Like, and especially if you do kind of cool stuff, or you're just trying to be the kind of like character that you're inhabiting and everything. And yes, I'm a softie on that shit, man. I don't give a fucking shit. That's who I am. So I wouldn't want to take over someone's kind of other thing and fuck it up for them. It's like, dude, could you imagine if Santa Claus came in and did this shit to you, Jack? But it's lit this fire in him. He's like, I want to do this. And it's like, good luck with that. And Sally actually has a vision of like shit going wrong. It's like, oh god, because we see like this Christmas tree kind of thing from this kind of flower she picked up, and then it bursts into flame. It's like, holy fucking shit. And she tries to warn Jack. It's like, nah. And then pretty much gives kind of Christmas jobs to people, and also getting the trick-or-treaters to go and kidnap Santa Claus. It's like, oh shit. And by the way, voice acting and everything, acting top notch, everything. It works so well. Let's go to cast. Because we got Danny Elfman and Chris Sarandon. Danny Elfman doing the singing, Chris Sarandon as the speaking voice of Jack Skellington. We've got Catherine O'Hara as Sally, which is great, from Beetlejuice. William Hickey as Dr. Finkelstein. Glenn Shaddix as like Mayor of Halloween Town. Paul Rubens, Ken Page, Ed Ivory, Joe Ramt. It's like, there's nobody that I dislike on this. But I wanted to bring that up because I'm like, voice acting, everything, singing, perfect. So we see that the kids are like, hey, yeah, they're doing their thing. Like, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to put him in this basement, and we're going to fucking, like, screw with him for, like, 90-some years. We're going to do this with Oogie Boogie. It's like, yeah. Oogie Boogie might have been the other aspect that could have been, like, more done to understand his kind of animosity with Jack. At least from what I didn't, like, when I watched this, I was like, I didn't really get the complete animosity of what their kind of rivalry was going for, other than, like, he's fucking with Santa Claus at the end. But I was like, okay, so they go and they bring back someone, and it's like, no, this is the Easter Bunny. And then Jack actually fucking apologizes, like, I'm sorry, dude. I mean, you're attempting to kidnap Santa Claus, but like, hey, this was wrong. I'm sorry. Take him and put him back where you fucking got him and get Santa Claus. So then we see them go, and then just fucking Jack Santa Claus, like, oh shit. And Santa Claus is like, what the fuck's going on here? It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna take this shit. Don't worry, you can have the night off. It's like, okay, that would sound good if I trusted you to do what the fuck you're supposed to do for Christmas time, which isn't what you're doing. And then we see Jack, he's got the outfit that Sally made, and she's trying to, like, fuck this shit up enough so that way he can't do it. Doing fog and everything. And then we see that Jack had pretty much read all this kind of stuff about, like, Christmas stuff. And, of course, Rudolph's dropped in one of the books. And then, of course, we see Zero having a nose like Rudolph. And we've got the skeleton reindeer that Finkelstein had made. And... Finkelstein? Yes, Finkelstein. Or Finkelstein. So he flies off. Oh, yeah. And starts doing his shit, and it's bad. I mean, he's not being completely and utterly like, to these kids, but it's like, oh, hello, here's a special toy for you, and shit, and it's like, it's fucking shit up. And the escalation is insane, because police are getting calls, everybody's freaking the fuck out. These are like Halloween presents on Christmas time. You don't want that shit. Like, you don't want Christmas presents on Halloween time. You're like, what? And, they get the police involved, they get the military involved, where they attempt to, and successfully do, shoot down, Jack first is like, oh, thanks for this. They're like having a party. They're like helping me out, like or fireworks or whatnot. It's like, that's getting close. That almost hit me. Oh shit, that hit me. And then Jack's like, oh, this is a failure. But it's like, wait, now I have great ideas for the next Halloween. Yeah, I got this shit. It's like, alright, cool. But then he has to get home, and we see that Oogie Boogie is pretty much... Sally first attempted to get Santa Claus out of there. However, they then get captured by Oogie Boogie doing all this shit to rig everything and just, like, fuck around with Santa Claus. And then Jack kind of gets in there and just fucks with Oogie Boogie. He's like, no, man. Getting around all the kind of stuff, unraveling his thread and getting him out. And he's like this sack with, like, bugs, and it just blasts out. Now, Santa does take him to task. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And Jack's like, alright, sorry about that. And he's like, alright, fine, I'm gonna do this shit and fix everything. Don't worry, I got enough time. I can do this shit, but... And then fix everything, changes everything back. Everybody's got a good Christmas. And then he even sets snow to fall on Halloween Town to give them a bit of Christmas, which is really cool on Santa's part. And everybody's like, alright, cool. Everybody's like, yay, Jack's back, everything's fine, because they first thought that Jack was dead. And everybody's like, I'm gonna do whatever I want, motherfucking yeah. And then, of course, Jack and Sally finally get together, declaring their love for each other and everything, which is nice, seeing them on the kind of spirally-ish kind of thing that is really kind of known for The Nightmare Before Christmas. And that's where it ends. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I don't think it's too long or too short. The pacing's really well. The music fits where you've got nice ebbs and flow where people talk but also sing. But most of the... I would pretty much more class this as a musical because of all the music numbers in it. But, damn, it really works. It's very tightly done. Only kind of aspect that needed maybe a little bit more work on was Oogie Boogie and Jack's relationship. But it's like the smallest kind of bit that would have just elevated it a little bit more from what it already is. And I would recommend this to pretty much anyone for Halloween time. And I'm like, I get why people talked about this so much. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not adverse to Halloween, but you get to a certain kind of point of like where certain things become so pervasive. You're like, okay, sometimes you gotta like wait it, let it chill down a little bit, watch it on your own time, and engage with it on your own kind of prerogatives and your own kind of objectives, and understand it and interact with it and be like, oh, okay, now I get it. So I'm like, yeah, I would, again, then turn into the person and be like, yeah, I'd recommend this to anybody. I wouldn't hound anybody for it, but I'd be like, yeah, it's a quintessential Halloween movie. Go for it. Like, there are other kind of, like, Christmas movies, like Die Hard, and Iron Man 3, and Hawkeye, the TV show. I'm like, yeah, those are Christmas ones. And Christmas factors into this shit. So, yeah, like this, Hocus Pocus. And you have the kind of other ones. The Thing, Alien, all that kind of stuff. All the spooky kind of movies. And, of course, like the Friday the 13th ones. Michael, the Halloween ones, your Freddy's, all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this and would definitely recommend this to pretty much anyone, kids, adults. I think everybody would have fun with it. And it just fucking works so well. So those are my opinions on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.